Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder for SportsNola.com. It's our first NBC weekend review, and it was a very interesting weekend for our professional sports teams as two players got money. They got paid. First NBC has a lot of money because they're the best bank in town. And I don't know if they're getting their money from First NBC, but the bottom line is Drew Brees and Eric Gordon had a really good weekend, Lenny.
$158 million. That's a lot of zeros for those two guys over the course of the next 5 seasons for Brees, 4 seasons for Gordon. No surprises. I mean, we had talked all along. The Brees deal would probably happen right at the deadline. They had until 3 p.m. Monday to get it done. Maybe the only surprise is it got wrapped up on Friday afternoon as opposed to going right down to the so-called 11th hour.
But it got done, and it's pretty much the figures we spoke about all along. A lot of people are saying, come on, we knew this. Why didn't it get done earlier? That's the basis of a negotiation. It's just the way things work.
Exactly, and the deal is very cap-friendly for the Saints. I mean, you know, the beauty of it is the bonus, the $37 million up front, gets spread over the course of the 5 years of the deal. So only 7.4 of that $37 million will count against the cap this year. Brees' base salary this year is only going to be $3 million. So instead of a $16 million cap hit this year, if he would have played under the franchise tag, he'll only count $10.4 million against the cap. Gives him the ability to get some other guys signed. You know, what they're doing is they're really borrowing against their future, because at some point, you know, it's kind of like the old market call. At some point, you're going to have to pay the piper. But what the Saints are banking on is 2 years from now, when these new TV deals kick in with Fox and NBC and CBS and ESPN, the salary cap's going to make a big jump, and they're going to be ready for it when that happens.
And, of course, it really gives the Saints a coach on the field, which he's already been, but more so given the circumstances that they are presented with this year. On the other side, you have Eric Gordon, and, of course, the Hornets match the offer sheet. He's trying to make amends now with fans, with New Orleans, by saying all the right things. I don't know that that's going to play necessarily with the way he handled himself initially.
No, it's, you know, New Orleanians are very slow to forgive, shall we say. But you know what? The first time this guy goes out and does the right things, if he can go out and do some things in the community, go out and show what kind of player he is on the floor, it'll get forgotten about pretty quickly.
You just said it, on the floor. He's got to get on the floor and play.
Right, he does. I mean, here's a guy who's played 9 games in a Hornets uniform, and he just got a check written or a contract signed, at least, for $58 million. Obviously, the guy is a talent. He is arguably the most talented player the Hornets have in their possession. And you know, now he's just got to go out and show it in a Hornets uniform.
Anthony Davis, very impressive in the U.S. game against the Dominican Republic. He did a little trash talking with John Calipari, who's the head coach of the Dominican Republic. But, boy, he was impressive. And, of course, Summer League game starting. We'll begin to find out if Austin Rivers can, in fact, play the point guard spot, which is key to Eric Gordon being happy and being long-term here.
Yeah, and, I mean, I think, you know, he's got to do that. Obviously, you've got to have someone else in there. I like a lot of what the Hornets are doing, in that they're trying to get guys in place, and their key parts aren't just guys who are going to play one position. You can move them around in different spots on the floor, whether it's Anthony Davis playing conceivably the 3, 4, or 5 spot. Your 2 main guards at this point in Rivers and Gordon are combo guards who can play both the point and the 2-guard position. So that's going to give Monty Williams a lot of options when he tries to put lineups together and when he has a team out on the floor in terms of what type of plays to run.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson, of course, a really nice pickup for this team. The Manning Passing Academy taking place this past weekend. Just a who's who of people gathered there participating. Another great event, and you can get video, of course, at SportsNola.com.
Yeah, and, you know, the great thing about it is just the number of people from all parts of football life who come into this thing, whether it's coaches, whether it's media, whether it's college quarterbacks. You know, it's former NFL and college players who bring, you know, their high school age kids back to participate in this camp. Yeah, it's remarkable. It really is. And just some of the people that you see that have come through there. I mean, I know I've had a chance to be down there for the last several years. Didn't have a chance to go on Friday, but you know, seeing some of these guys who are now NFL stars that you had a chance to talk with in a really intimate setting. You know, I can remember a couple of years ago, it's like, hey, nobody's talking to Andy Dalton over there. You know, it's like, you know, why don't you go see if you can get a little something with him? It's like, He's a starting quarterback in the NFL for the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's a guy who couldn't, nobody was even talking to down there 2 years ago. Nobody knew who he was, seemingly. But that's what you get at this event.
SEC Media Days, of course, we'll have coverage here at sportsnola.com. Ed Daniels will be there. And, of course, the Voodoo, a crushing overtime loss at Tampa Bay. So they have to win this coming Saturday night at home against Georgia to make the playoffs.
You love that. Winning in. That's what it comes down to. The division hopes, title hopes, seemingly dash, but now you win a game at home and you're going to the playoffs. That's a great scenario.
Strange deal. They could win the division still. They could make the playoffs still, or they could miss the playoffs still. So everything hinges on this weekend, and of course 7 p.m. Saturday night as they take on the Georgia Force at the Graveyard. AFLVoodoo.com for ticket information. Lenny, is always a pleasure.
We'll see you later this week.
All right, that's our first NBC weekend review. Getting ready for another good sports week. Go to sportsnola.com all the time and tune in to WHNO every Monday night at 6 o'clock for some outstanding sports television. And oh, by the way, Sports NOLA TV restarts very soon. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Good to have you with us. Have a great week.